Hello and welcome. We're about to embark on a journey to a place of extraordinary beauty and, honestly, some pretty profound secrets. This is Saint Lucia, land of surprise and mysteries, a place where nature's grandeur meets a human history that's just as dramatic and vibrant as the landscape itself. We're going to peel back the layers of this fascinating island, revealing 20 unique, hidden, and sometimes, quite shocking facts that are seldom told. So, I invite you to settle in and really prepare for an adventure. Let our expedition begin. In the vast tapestry of our world's nations, there's a unique distinction held by this one island. Saint Lucia stands alone, the only sovereign country on Earth to be named after a woman. Her story isn't about queens or conquerors, but about a 4th century Christian martyr, Saint Lucy of Syracuse. It's said that early French sailors, shipwrecked upon these shores on her feast day, the 13th of December, bestowed her name upon the island in reverence and gratitude. This singular honor sets Saint Lucia apart before you even step foot on its volcanic soil, a legacy that's really shaped its identity. Rising from the sea with, honestly, primeval grandeur are the island's most iconic features, the pitons. These aren't just mountains, they're the geological soul of Saint Lucia. Gros Piton and Petit Piton, the twin volcanic spires, are breathtaking monoliths that have watched over this island for millennia. Designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, they represent a powerful story of the Earth's fiery creation. Deep within the collapsed caldera that birthed the Pitons lies another of Saint Lucia's extraordinary geological wonders. This is Sulphur Springs, remarkably billed as the world's only drive-in volcano. Pools of water and mud bubble and steam, heated by the molten rock that lies just beneath the Earth's crust. It's a primal, almost intimidating scene, a direct window into the planet's turbulent inner workings. You know, the island's serene beauty really belies a remarkably violent and turbulent past. For centuries, Saint Lucia was so coveted by European powers that it earned a dramatic nickname, the Helen of the West Indies. Just as Helen of Troy was the face that launched 1,000 ships, this small island was the prize over which two of the world's great empires, the French and the British, waged relentless war. The flag of Saint Lucia changed hands an astonishing 14 times. 7 times French, 7 times British. Each change of rule was marked by fierce battles, bloodshed, and shifting allegiances. This constant state of conflict has left an indelible mark on the island's culture, language, and even its place names. Deep within the sanctuary of the island's protected rainforests lives a creature of breathtaking beauty, a living jewel that is the very symbol of Saint Lucia. This is the Amazona versicolor, the Saint Lucian parrot. Found nowhere else on Earth, this magnificent bird is a testament to the island's unique biodiversity. Once perilously close to extinction, with numbers dwindling to perhaps only 100 individuals in the 1970s, the Saint Lucian parrot has become a celebrated story of conservation success. It's a powerful reminder of what can be saved when we choose to protect the natural treasures entrusted to our care. On a tiny, predator-free offshore islet, a remarkable story of survival is, honestly, still unfolding. Here lives what is considered the world's rarest snake, the Saint Lucia racer. This small, harmless reptile was once common across the main island of Saint Lucia. However, the introduction of the mongoose in the 19th century turned out to be totally catastrophic. By 1936, the Saint Lucia racer was tragically declared extinct, but then a discovery. In 1973, a small isolated population was found on Maria Major, an islet that the mongoose just couldn't reach. Beyond the battles of empires, a different kind of rivalry flourishes in Saint Lucia. One fought not with cannons, but with flowers, music, and pageantry. This is the curious and captivating tradition of the two great flower societies, La Rose and La Marguerite. These are not simple gardening clubs. They are deeply rooted cultural institutions, each with its own strict hierarchy mimicking a royal court, complete with a king, queen, princes, and princesses. This legacy of being fought over so intensely has forged a unique cultural fusion and a spirit of resilience that honestly still defines the Saint Lucian people to this day. Once a year, around late October, Saint Lucia changes in an amazing way. This is Junen Quail, also known as Creole Day. It's one of the most lively and wonderfully strange parties in the Caribbean. On this day, the whole island seems to take off its modern clothes and proudly wears its old Creole traditions. People wear the national outfit, the colorful madras cloth, and show off old customs like making cassava bread and cocoa dancing, where they shine beans by dancing on them. It's a noisy, tasty, and wonderfully messy party for a culture that is super proud and truly special. While many folks dream of the Caribbean's famed white sands, Saint Lucia holds a darker, more dramatic secret along its coastline. Here, one can find these absolutely stunning beaches of black sand, which are a direct and striking legacy of the island's volcanic origins. These unusual shores aren't stained or dirty at all. Their dark hue comes from the fine, eroded particles of volcanic rock and minerals, like basalt, that have been washed down from the mountains over thousands of years. Walking on this dark, glistening sand is just a totally unique sensory experience. While tourists may flock to a few well-known cascades, the true heart of St. Lucia's waterworld lies hidden deep within its rainforest interior. A network of secret waterfalls, known only to locals and the most intrepid explorers, tumbles through the verdant landscape. Places like the Enbas Saut Falls offer a challenging hike, but reward the persistent with a secluded paradise. Here, the air is cool and misty, filled with the sound of rushing water and the calls of unseen birds. These waterfalls are the island's secret sanctuaries, places of pure, untouched natural beauty. For an island of its modest size, with a population under 200,000, Saint Lucia holds a truly astonishing and unparalleled intellectual distinction. It has produced not one, but two Nobel laureates. This gives Saint Lucia the highest number of Nobel Prize winners per capita of any sovereign country in the world. The first was Sir Arthur Lewis, who won the Nobel Memorial Prize in Economic Sciences in 1979 for his pioneering work on development economics. The second was Derek Walcott, who received the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1992. These two men, titans in their fields, brought immense pride to their small island nation and proved that genius can blossom anywhere. For much of the 20th century, the economy of St. Lucia was defined by a single crop, the banana. The island was a classic banana republic, its fortunes rising and falling with the price and preferential trade agreements for its green gold. However, in the late 20th century, changes in global trade policies ended the island's protected market. This crisis forced a shocking and rapid reinvention. St. Lucia pivoted, with remarkable speed and success, towards tourism. This dramatic shift from an agricultural society to a world-class tourism powerhouse in just a few decades is, honestly, one of the great economic surprise stories of the Caribbean. Every week, as the sun sets on a Friday, the quiet northern fishing village of Gros Islet undergoes a spectacular metamorphosis. It transforms into the island's most famous and vibrant street party, the Friday Night Fish Fry. This is not an event created for tourists, it is a deeply ingrained local tradition. The narrow streets become pedestrian-only zones, filled with people, smoke from the grills, and the sound of music. Dozens of vendors line the road, grilling the day's fresh catch. It is a loud, chaotic, and joyful explosion of St. Lucian culture, and a unique cultural phenomenon you will not find anywhere else. Our journey through the surprises and mysteries of St. Lucia has come to an end. We have seen how this island, named for a saint of light, truly illuminates the extraordinary diversity of our world. From its singular name to its Nobel Prize-winning minds, from its rarest creatures to its most vibrant traditions, St. Lucia is a land of profound depth and astonishing contrasts. I want to thank you for joining me, Monsieur Krishna, on this remarkable expedition into the heart of the Caribbean's Helen. If this voyage through St. Lucia's hidden wonders has captivated your imagination, please help our channel, Variety Vista, to grow. A simple like on the video, a comment sharing your favorite fact, sharing this journey with a friend, and most importantly, subscribing to the channel allows us to continue bringing you stories from the most fascinating corners of our planet. Until our next adventure, stay curious.